New maps of hyperspace. In James Joyce's Ulysses, Stephen Dedalus tells us, "History is the nightmare from which I am trying to awaken." I would turn this around and say that history is what we're trying to escape from into dreams. The dream is eschatological. The dream is zero time and outside of history. We wish to escape into the dream. Escape is a key thing charged against those who would experiment with plant hallucinogens. The people who make this charge hardly dare face the degree to which hallucinogens are escapist. Escape from the planet, from death, from habit, and from the problem, if possible, of the unspeakable. If one leaves aside the last 300 years of historical experience as it unfolded in Europe and America, and examines the phenomenon of death and the doctrine of the soul in all its ramifications, Neoplatonic, Christian, dynastic Egyptian, and so on, one finds repeatedly the idea that there is a light body in ontology that is somehow mixed up in the body during life and at death, is involved in a crisis in which these two portions separate. One part loses its raison d'etre and falls into dissolution, metabolism stops. The other part goes we know not where, perhaps nowhere if one believes it does not exist, but then one has the problem of trying to explain life. And though science makes great claims and has done well at explaining simple atomic systems, the idea that science can make any statement about what life is or where it comes from is currently preposterous. This is utterly outside the realm of scientific explanation because what we see in that phenomenon is mind as a first cause. Matter is caused by mind to move, so we need not fear the sneers of science in the matter of the fate or origin of the soul. My probe into this area has always been the psychedelic experience, but recently I've been investigating dreams because dreams are a much more generalized form of experience of the hyperdimension in which life and mind seem to be embedded. Looking at what people with shamanic traditions say about dreams, one comes to the realization that for those people, dream reality is experientially a parallel continuum. Tu Shaman accesses this continuum with hallucinogens as well as with other techniques, but most effectively with hallucinogens. Everyone else accesses it through dreams. Freud's idea about dreams was that they were what he called day residues, and that one could trace the content of the dream down to a distortion of something that happened in waking time. I suggest that it is much more useful to try to make a kind of geometric model of consciousness, to take seriously the idea of a parallel continuum, and to say that the mind and the body are embedded in the dream, and the dream is a higher order spatial dimension. In sleep, one is released into the real world, of which the world of waking is only the surface in a very literal, geometric sense. There is a plenum tilde. Recent experiments in quantum physics tend to back this up. A holographic plenum of information. All information is everywhere. Information that is not here is nowhere. Information stands outside of historical time in a kind of eternity, an eternity that does not have a temporal existence, not even the kind of temporal existence about which one may say it does not have temporal duration of any sort. We are not primarily biological, with mind emerging as a kind of iridescent, a kind of